Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to the channel. In today's video, we're out at one of my flip properties behind me here. We finished renovations on this thing 3 or 4 weeks ago, and now we've ran into a pretty big issue that we're currently dealing with during the sale of the property. It's super unfortunate, and it's something that is really frustrating because we could have caught it on the front end, but it was overlooked. So in today's video, we're gonna be going over exactly what the issue was and then how you can not overlook that on your flips, and you can just basically save yourself from all the headaches and stuff that we're having to deal with on this flips. Let's go check it out. So you probably recognize this house from some of the previous videos. This was a property that we bought. It was in pre-foreclosure when we bought it. There wasn't a ton of margin on this deal, so we had to do what we call just the fluff and buff, where we don't really touch every surface. We try to save a lot of the original finishes and whatnot, cabinetry, things like that. And we try to do minimal repairs and then bring it at a reasonable price to the market. Instead of doing a full renovation and going, top of market, we're trying to come slightly under market. Now, we listed it. We then got an offer and we went pending with the offer, which is awesome. We're like, all right, sweet, that worked out great. Then what happens next is the buyer inspections. Now, during the buyer inspections, they wanted to do what is called an oil tank sweep. For those who don't know, is basically back in the day, they used oil furnaces in order to heat their house. And with an oil furnace, you have to have an oil tank, and some of which, at least in our area, you'd either put them in the basement of the home, or they'd be above ground outside, or they would actually bury them in the ground outside. And a lot of times they're not in the most convenient location. So they did the oil tank sweep on the property, and we're like, oh yeah, no big deal. We don't have an oil furnace. Long story short, it comes out that there was an oil tank buried underground that we didn't know about. Now we're having to dig it up and remove it. We've hired a company to bring this little mini excavator in here, and then where the snow fencing is here is where they've dug a giant pit where that old oil tank was. And I don't want to get too close here, but it's actually deeper than I was thinking. And see this groundwater down here? See that splash? That's very, very bad. And I'll get into that here in a minute. Long story short, since there was an oil tank, the buyers are going to ask us to remove it. We would have already done this had we known that there was even an oil tank on site, but it was an overlook. We'll get into more of that on how you can figure that out on the front end. But here we are. So that alone, that bid was just to get the oil tank removed from this hole right here that they dug, was a $7,000 item that we're having to obviously foot the bill for in order to get this deal closed. Now, in addition to that, there's a ton of different regulations and different DEQ regulations that contractors have to abide by. I'm doing my best to regurgitate this information because they're the ones telling me what needs to happen next. But basically, since they ran into groundwater, I just dropped that rock in the water down there, 10 feet. If they run into groundwater and the tank had been leaking, which it had, usually those old oil tanks from the 60s, they were steel tank. What happens when you put steel in dirt for 60, 70, 80 years? Tanks end up rusting through, and thus any oil in the tank actually will then seep into the soil, which is bad news, and the DEQ does not like that. So any soil that's been contaminated from the oil, they'll make you dig out all that soil and haul it off site and dispose of it in a safe location. In addition to that, the worst case scenario is when you hit groundwater, which is exactly what has happened here. So basically our next steps on this is they wait a few days, and if that groundwater is still around, we just had a big rain, so they're trying to confirm if that's the water table groundwater, or if that's just like, the pit got filled with rainwater. They're required to dig a pit equal in depth down to the water table on the other side of the property and confirm if or if not oil from that oil tank that was leaking has leaked onto the other side of the property through the groundwater table, basically. If they do have to do that, the other side of our property is concrete. I don't know if that means they have to dig up our driveway. We haven't gotten that far yet with the contractors and what DEQ is going to require of us, but basically their next steps, they're saying, is going to be an additional $10,000 on top of the $7,000 for them to remove the tank. I'm hoping that's all it is, and there's not like another, oh, we found more groundwater on that side of the property, so there's more. But it's a nightmare. I've heard of this happening before. I've never personally had it happen to me, but I've heard of it happening to people before where it can just be a complete nightmare. So at the end of the day, this whole experience here and this whole oversight of this tank is basically going to cost us at minimum $17,000. If you're only penciling a profit of, 35 grand or something on this project, strip 17 out of that doesn't feel too good. So it's really not a good thing. So why did this happen and how was this overlooked? How can we learn from it in the future? Well, first, let me start by just taking you down into the basement and showing you why it was overlooked. It's not an excuse, but I guess we didn't think of it. Anyway, heading down into the basement here, we have in our closet here a brand new furnace. When we bought this property, it had this brand new electric furnace. This thing is absolutely beautiful. If you're a fix and flipper and you're buying a house and it has new mechanicals, you're happy because this could be a $8,000 to $10,000 item right here. So it's like, sweet, we don't have to worry about the furnace. The furnace is new, the furnace is good. But what we didn't ask ourselves was, what was there before that? And that's where we got in trouble. And we didn't go, well, this house was built in the 60s. Could it have been an oil burning furnace beforehand? And do we need to do an oil tank sweep before we actually close on this thing? Usually when a seller or an owner converts from an oil burning furnace to an either, a newer furnace where it's either gas or electric, they usually get rid of the oil tank. And I don't know if that's mandated by the city or not. Either apparently not because it's still in the ground, or they basically moonlighted it in and didn't do what they should have been doing. Either way, we're stuck footing the bill for this whole thing, and it completely sucks. So moving forward for me, anytime we're buying a house that is an older home, 40s, 50s, 60s, if that time era they used oil as a heat source, I'm going to start just paying for a company to do an oil tank sweep on the property.